folks, welcome to another Trailfish. I'm your host Glen Pal, and we are in St. Pete with my good friend Glenn Wynn, and we are going after the convict fish, which can give some people some trouble, Glenn, but for you, you've kind of got it dialed in?
Yeah, for the most part. It took me a little bit to just get used to how they bite on the bait and take the bait, but it is a lot different than the majority of other saltwater fish that seems to just hit it and then you have to jerk it immediately, and it takes a little bit more patience.
You've heard about the 2 Glen Pal is the most powerful force in the world.
I've heard about it.
You've heard about it?
Uh-huh.
Not many people have.
Yeah. We'll keep that between us.
Okay. But so if one Glen goes down, the other Glen steps up and helps out?
Absolutely.
What I'm saying, if this Glen goes down, then this Glen here will step up and help us have a good sheepshead segment. All right.
Hope so.
Okay.
We already started off late, but you know what? Starting off late is always good luck for me for some reason.
You know, my middle name is Late. I just want you to know, Glen Late Pal. If you didn't know that, you know it now.
I do.
Glenn, we're out here and we're about to go fishing. I noticed that it's a low tide, and I tend to wait for the higher tide, at least along rocks, for those sheepshead to really get the bite turned on. They seem to be waiting on that higher tide to move over the rocks and allow them to get into the crevices and places up along the edges here that they wouldn't normally be able to on a low tide.
You're absolutely right. That higher tide gives them a chance to get in there and graze on rocks and the barnacles and the crabs that they normally can't get to. And yeah, that definitely gives them the bite, and they start getting the scent and everybody starts going crazy, and that's when you get that feeding frenzy and you want to get in there for that bite.
You know, there are some places that I fished that while I'm waiting for the low tide, I put it out a little bit further, and they seem to kind of congregate outside of that area that they normally are going to really get up on and start to feed. So they're not far away from the spots.
You're right.
On a low tide that you normally
they're not far at all. They just have a nice little area that they hang out in during that low tide, and they just do whatever they do out there. They could feed, or they just hang out and wait to come back in.
They still bite.
They still bite, and that's exactly where we're going to go and find them today during this low tide.
What are you using? What kind of circle hook are you using?
Today we are using these Mustad Ultra Point, the Demon Perfects, the size 2. A lot of people get these numbers and sizes confused. So there's number 2, 2-aught. This is a size 2, so it makes them really small. And why I like circle hooks is because I'm used to using circle hooks. Yeah. So I have that touch to get the fish in with the circle hooks rather than with the traditional J hooks, where you actually have to set the hook and keep applying that pressure. So we're not setting the hook, we're just reeling. When you get the first thunk, or no, actually I like to wait for them to eat. Yeah. And then once I feel them start taking it away, that's when I apply the pressure and start reeling. Okay. So there's no real too much, you know, pulling back and setting the hook.
We're not after bass today?
Not bass.
No, okay.
No bass.
What about the leader?
The leader, I'm going with 25 pound.
Okay.
Fluorocarbon. Any fluorocarbon is good. 25 pound meaning, you know, it's a little bit better around the structure, because sometimes those bigger ones or the literal ones will get you wrapped around the piling and you have to wait for them to come out.
Remember, one Glen helps the other Glen.
Yeah, I got you. I got your back.
The stronger Glen helps the weaker Glen and makes the weaker Glen look stronger, even to the detriment of the other Glen that is really stronger, but for the camera, you know what I'm saying, right?
I understand.
Okay.
I understand. So these pilings right here off all these docks is where all the sheepshead will be eating and chomping away at the barnacles. So right now we're just kind of getting a close cast right near the piling as close as we can and letting our bait drop down, and let the sheepshead catch it, and hopefully we catch them.
There it is. There. Come on. Come on.
Reel them in. Oh, nice.
Okay, so what I did, folks, because I'm stubborn, is that instead of lifting up, you're reeling. That's all you're doing to get these fish. Once you feel that tug, it's not bad, not bad. Oh, and he's gone.
There he goes.
Touch the leader, touch the leader.
Touch
it.
it. Very nice.
Well, at least I've been stubborn and trying to lift up instead of, because I want to feel that heaviness more. But I think the better thing to do, and I believe that Glenn is right on this, because he's in the Glen family, so it's still in the family of Glens, is to you feel the tug, reel, just reel to get him hooked. Get that circle hook where it needs to go.
Come on, Glenn. Come on, Glenn. Fight him out of there. Nice job, Glenn. Nice job.
Yeah. Whew. Boy, he made me work.
Mm-hmm. Got you right around that piling. Wow.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to my world. And he's dancing. Doing the sheepshead dance. Okay, fella.
Excellent.
Wow.
Way to fight him off of that piling.
Yeah, he's heavy. He's heavy. Any bigger, maybe I wouldn't have gotten him.
Uh-huh.
Because he definitely had me close to that piling. It's a beautiful stripes on him. It's a very stark white with this one. White and black contrast. Beautiful. Okay.
Excellent job.
Almost got me in the pilings, dude.
Oh yeah, he had you in the pilings, that's for sure. Way to fight it out. You got me all around that piling.
Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Glenn's got a nice one here.
Yeah, you're right around that piling.
You know what? It wrapped him around the piling. You know what we did? We switched out to taking the split shot off so that we put it in there quieter because it was spooking them, and that definitely paid off. But it almost got him in the pilings, like what happened to me. Oh no! Oh no!
And we had the net. We should have just used the net.
Glenn just lost the biggest one of the day. All Glens everywhere across the planet are going, why? You had 2 Glens there on the boat and you couldn't bring in that one big fish.
I tried. I didn't have enough strength today.
Instead, folks, you have to look at mine.
Technically, we did double up.
We doubled up, but Glenn had the much more quality fish than I did. The 2 Glens didn't do too bad, though. You know, we did pretty good today. Not bad. There it is.
There he is.
Dirty little. You dirty little. Lonzo, I told you. Now let me tell
He's
you,
back.
folks, this little guy has been messing with us for a while. And Glenn brought his bait up and it was up above the water and Bonzo was doing this. Here's the water. And this is what Bonzo was doing. Boop, boop. Glenn's bait was up here and Bonzo, I was going, go Bonzo, go. Show what you can do. And he was leaping out of the water to get the bait. we're recreating that, but that actually happened. So I want this to go. Glenn, we went through most of the crabs. There's only a few left. The population has been decimated because the sheepshead bite was so tough out here today on our first and second spots especially. But once we got in here in the docks and more protected water, maybe the water temp itself was a little bit warmer. It picked up a little bit. We got some decent fish.
Yeah, definitely. And we got in here and we were actually able to see them and sight cast for them a little bit. We saw some big ones in here.
But the bite was definitely finicky early on in the day.
Yes, and it kind of dragged his way into here too. We did miss a few because it was, you know, really subtle bites, not what we normally feel, but it took a little bit extra patience today to be able to land them.
I need a real big sign of a big hit, because if it's too subtle, then I may as well just take a nap because I can't get them. But I got a few at least.
Yeah.
I can say that Glens all over the planet can rejoice after seeing this segment. You know, it's a celebration of the two Glens.
Yes, we put it
not
together.
Jim's or John's or Robert or anything. It's, you know, Glens are lesser known, and I think this today we really brought them up into the recognition.
Go Glens.
Yeah, go Glens.